Hello, it's Gina here from Will Written, and thanks for watching this video. At Will Written, what we're really here for is to make sure that your wishes are respected and your assets are protected. And as you probably know from reading my blog on willwritten.com, I passionately believe that when it comes to protecting your wishes, knowledge is power. So this video is one of a series where I answer the questions that I'm most often asked by people that I meet and people who read my blog. And this week's video is for people who have step families or blended families. So are you with a new partner? Do you and your other half perhaps have kids from another relationship? Or whether your kids are young or grown up or living with you or have left home and started their own lives, maybe some of these thoughts have crossed your mind from time to time, such as, well, how do I provide security for my other half if something happens to me? How can I make sure that my own kids are okay if something happens to me now that I've remarried? What if my partner gets married again after I'm gone? Can I make sure that everybody's needs are met fairly? And if these are the kinds of questions that are on your mind, well, you know, you're not alone. These are the kinds of questions that people with step families ask me all the time. Now, here at Will Written, my team and I have got some really effective strategies that can help you to take care of all of these issues and more. And I'm really happy to give you more advice that's specific to your family if you want to give me a ring sometime. But today, to show you what's achievable, I'll share an example with you and I'll tell you the story of a couple that I helped recently. Let me call this couple Ralph and Diane. It's not their real names. I always keep things totally confidential. But anyway, let's call them Ralph and Diane, and they're just about to retire. And they've been married for 10 years. They've both been married before, and they've both got grown-up children and grandkids. And when they got married, they both sold their houses and they pooled the money to buy a place together. Both of them have got plenty of savings of their own as well. Now, Ralph wants Diane to be secure if he goes first, but at the same time, he wants to make absolutely sure that his own kids and grandkids still get their inheritance. And Diane also wants to make sure that her kids get their rightful inheritance from her. But at the same time, she wants Ralph to be financially secure if he outlives her. So it's no good for them to make wills leaving everything to each other, because if Ralph died first, everything would go to Diane and then on to her kids, and Ralph's kids would lose out altogether. And similarly, Diane's kids would lose out altogether if she died first and everything went to Ralph. And they can't make wills leaving everything to their kids, because whichever of them outlived the other might have to move out the house and wouldn't get access to all of their joint savings, for example. So instead, Ralph and Di made protective property trust wills. Now, these kinds of wills create a family trust when you pass away, which is a really flexible way of making sure that everybody's needs are provided for. So with this kind of will, if Ralph dies, everything he has goes into a family trust. And the rules of the trust are that if Di outlives him, for the rest of her life, she gets to live in the house and she gets access to his savings if she needs it. And then after she's gone, all of Ralph's assets in his family trust go to his kids. And Diane's will is exactly the same, so that when she dies, a family trust is created for her assets. And if Ralph outlives her, he gets to stay in the house and gets to use her savings if he needs them. And then her assets pass to her kids when they've both gone away. So they've both got complete peace of mind because they know that they've looked after each other and they've provided for their kids. So hopefully this video has given you a bit of an insight into the sorts of things that you can do when you're planning forward to provide for your step family, for your blended family. And the next thing you're going to need to do, if you do nothing else, is sit down with your other half and have an honest conversation with each other about how you'd like the future just to pan out. Maybe watch this video again, this time with your other half. One thing's for sure, if you don't talk about this together and you don't get some advice and take some positive action, things probably won't turn out the way that you would have wanted. And if you do have questions, look, I'm here to help. Just give me a call on 0151 601 5399 or email me by clicking on this link here. All right then, thanks then. Lovely to see you. Thanks for watching. Bye now.